Okay, you're on.
Hello, everyone. Deborah here at Quilt Patch Fabrics in Stallings, North Carolina. And today I'm going to show you the Batting Buddy ruler. This is a new ruler from Creative Grids, and it is perfect for making rag quilts. Now, I was shocked that a lot of my staff didn't know what rag quilts are, and they were so excited when I showed them. And then they wanted to buy everything. And I said, please wait and let some of the customers buy stuff. Love my staff. Okay. So this is the ruler. It's a new release from Creative Grids and it is two parts. So there's an outie and an innie. And we happen to have gotten in some beautiful flannel layer cakes from Moda. This is Prairie Gatherings. It is a primitive gatherings design, and there are 42 pieces in here. So to make the quilt that I'm making, you will need two of these. If you don't want to do that, you could, there's a lot of adaptations, let me tell you. But you could do just one and it would just be smaller, that's all. We also have some beautiful baby flannel layer cakes. And because you're going to have this fabulous ruler, you can also cut your own flannel into the squares that you will need. These are some beautiful prints that we just got in. Haven't even shown them on our Facebook Lives yet. I mean, our Thursday morning lives. Tomorrow morning, tune in if you would like. So I'm just going to go through and show you step by step the process. So you're going to get your flannel layer cake, and the first thing you're going to do is take the whole ruler, lay it on your square, and you're going to cut it down to the 9.5-inch size. So on Modas, what that will do is cut off the pinking. And a lot of people don't like to deal with the pinking because it's the peak or the valley where your edge is, but this just eliminates that whole problem. So the first thing you can do is cut that down to 9.5 inches. I did 42 squares, and then you will take your batting. I got 42 squares from my throw size batting. That's a 60 by 60. And I used my inner square. Can you see that? I have to and I cut my inner squares of, and that's the batting. That's the 7.5 inches. So I simply unfolded my batting and I did 4 layers. You can do less if you want, more if you're adventurous. And you lay that inner square there and you just cut all the way around, and then you get your nice stack of batting squares. And then you take your flannel square that you have cut down and you'll lay that face down. Remember, it's a 2-part ruler, so now you're going to take your outer part, the one you used to cut it, to cut the outer side, and you're going to place your batting inside that square. That just helps you with your placement. No guesswork. There you go. Got your batting placed. You take your next square and place it wrong side down. So you have wrong side to batting to wrong side. And the pretty sides are all on the outside. And you line that up. Then you simply quilt it. Now don't forget to lengthen your stitch when you're going to do this and adjust your tension because you are quilting as you go, my friend. So a lot of people like to quilt from point to point and just do an X marks the spot kind of thing. I tend to not like the bullseye quite so much. Plus, I don't like fitting these little pointy ends into, I don't like feeding those into my machine. They tend to get shreddy and crimpy and stuck. So I'm doing sort of an offset thing. So you can see I just did sort of random X's all over, but not uniform, not in the middle for a bullseye. But you certainly could. And you could do more than that, or you could do flowy sides. You could do anything. Also, I just want to tell you, inside your Creative Grids ruler, your Batting Buddy template set, there's all kinds of things that they suggest. instead of just doing a solid square like this, you could do a 4-patch. You could do stripes. It's a lot of fun you can have with this ruler. So you're going to quilt all of your squares. So if I did a 42 square layer cake, I've got 24 of these sets made now. Then I'm going to take 2 and just put them together. So you have 4 layers of batting, and I'm just going to sew right straight down there. And now this is going to be a 5/8 inch seam, not a 1/4 inch. And I'm going to back stitch at the beginning and the end. And then when you open it up, you have a clean side, and then you have a seamed side. Next, you're going to take your rag quilt snips, and this is really important. Don't do this with your regular scissors, okay? These you're going to have to open and close and open and close, and you're going to really hurt your hand doing that. Your rag quilt snips are spring-loaded, so all you have to do is squeeze them, and they open themselves. And they're really sharp. You're going to go in and snip these 1/4 inch apart all the way down. But that's after I skipped a step. Of course, you're going to join all your squares together first. I got out of order, guys. So let me show you all my squares joined together. So this is the clean side, so to speak, and this is the fun side. This side will be completely ragged, just like these. And it looks a little uniform now, but they're going to fuzz up so beautifully once you wash this and put it in your dryer. So you can make these as big or as small as you want. And check your lint traps like every 10 minutes when you dry these in your dryer. And the more you wash and dry them, the fuzzier that little fray will get. It's going to look absolutely beautiful. Now, to finish off your edges, you're simply going to sew 5/8 of an inch all the way around, and I like to open these up as I go, because when you clip them, it's all going to stand up and fray. Don't worry about that. But that you gotta finish that outside edge, otherwise you can peek in and see the batting. And then you can make this as big or as little as you want. I plan on using 2 of the layer cakes, so mine will be 42 squares total that look like this. I'll set it 6 by 7, and it's just going to be, and yes, the back is random. I did the front because to me this is the front, and the back just sort of randomly fell wherever it did. Yes, I know they're together, and it's okay. It's okay.
Also remind them they just
Carol's reminding me to tell you that once you close that edge with your stitching all the way around, you want to go back and snip the outer edge too, so that it's all frayed and all beautiful. We have some gorgeous flannels in that you're going to get to play with. We have these beautiful new printed flannels. We've gotten in a whole line of solid flannels. And you can totally play with this. We're also getting in the bolts of the primitive gathering flannels in addition to these layer cakes. So you could just use 1 layer cake for the front and then get yardage for the back, and they could all be the same, or they could be anything you want. The sky's the limit with this. But you really want to do your rag snips. That is key. That's going to save your hand. And your batting buddy ruler. This is very helpful. It is a great new ruler from Creative Grids, all available on our website, quiltpatchfabrics.com, and we hope we see you soon. Thanks.